And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through how to make a perfect gin and tonic. But before that, if you're not familiar with Manly Spirits, we are a craft artisan distillery from the Northern Beaches, and we like to forage botanicals from around the coast, including marine botanicals, and stick them into each one of our different spirits. We have a beautiful range of gins, so in case you have some of our gins, definitely go for it and use them. We also make some artisan craft botanical vodkas, and also some liqueurs, and a world of whiskey as well, which you'll find out soon enough. And you also might have heard that we've got into making some hand sanitizer, which put us on the map recently because of the sheer shortage of it. So we kept busy during this downtime, and we've been pumping out tons and tons, or I can say liters and liters, of hand sanitizer for the world. Excellent. Today I'm going to use our beautiful Pink Gin that's recently won Best Australian Contemporary Gin in the world. And I'm going to make you a rather more complex gin and tonic, because the beauty of gin is because of its complexity. You're playing with lots of different flavors, and you can build some flavors on top of it. So breaking away from the traditional wine and tonic or lemon and tonic, I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful, perfect gin and tonic with some more botanicals and more garnishes. We're going to be using some pink grapefruit today, fresh mint, and raspberries. So grab your cups ready. Hope you have some ice as well. And also, sorry about the little delay. I hope you're on your second gin and tonic by now, which will make it a little bit easier. Now, first things first, make sure you're using plenty of ice. So grab your ice and fill your cup full, because ice will keep each other cool. So the more ice you use, the slower it will melt. However, ice is essential because of that about 10% dilution, which will balance the flavors and blend flavors together. After you've got your ice, grab yourself the bottle of gin. Now I do recommend using a jigger as well, or a measuring vessel, because it's good to know how much gin you're actually using, so you can recreate the same recipe and make sure you're making yourself that nice gin and tonic each time. Now, when you go out, you probably get 30 mils of gin. I like to break away and go a little bit more, so I'm going to be using 45 mils of gin here. Generally speaking, it's good to keep the ratio of gin to tonic to 1/3 gin and 2/3 tonic, if you want to get the best of both and all the flavors out. So I've got the gin, the pink gin also, don't be fooled by the color, it's all natural. And what we'll do is we'll actually keep the drink nice and colorful. So once we've got our gin, we're going to be garnishing it with some fresh pink grapefruit. Always stick your garnish in before you put the tonic water in your gin and tonic as well, and I'll tell you why. Grab yourself some fresh mint if you have, or in the future. Also, a cool trick with using mint is to get the most flavors out. Give it a good clap. So you put it in your palm, give it a clap. You might have seen this in restaurants when bartenders make your mojitos. Essentially, the pressure will force the flavors out. So once we've done that, you can smell all the minty flavor out there. We're going to garnish it with some fresh raspberries as well, because all the color in the pink gin actually comes from fresh raspberries. So the color is naturally pink, and also the raspberries, because we macerated the gin after distillation with fresh raspberries. We're going to be dousing it with some tonic water. Now we're going to be using some premium Fever Tree tonic, which I recommend using. And we're going to be using a naturally light tonic. Since we're doing a healthy gin yoga session, we're going to be using a less sugary tonic water, and top it up with it. Now you can see how the effervescence or the carbonation of the tonic attacks the garnishes, squeezing more of the flavors out. It's good to have a spoon as well, maybe not so big, but that's the one I like to use. And give it a little stir to make sure all the flavors get stirred in evenly throughout your drink, like so. We'll make a nice Instagrammable gin and tonic for you. Finally, you will need some straws today to be able to sip it while you're doing your gin sesh. Now I'm going to hand you over to Casey, because my expertise here is over, and she's the one who's going to take you over your gin yoga class. Guys, enjoy, and we will see you next Sunday.
Hey guys. Just help with the camera here. One moment. Welcome to Gin Yoga. My name is Casey. I'm from Sydney Yoga Collective. We partnered with Manly Spirits to make an absolute killer gin and tonic. So I've got mine ready. I hope yours is ready. If you're not ready yet, just have an extra minute just to get it ready. Roll out your mat if you're using a mat. If you're not using your mat, you're just going to lie down on your bed and sip on your gin and tonic. That's okay too. We'll call it yoga, whatever you want to call it. So with your gin, we're going to be doing it today, depending on what kind of cup you've got at home. I've got this nifty little one in a mug, which is super easy to do the gin with because I can hold on to it. If you're using something without a handle, please keep 2 hands on the glass at all time. And hopefully you're not using a glass because we might do some balancing stuff. So if you've got it in a glass, maybe just go tip it into a coffee mug. I'll wait here. Go tip it. Good. So get your gin ready. Have a little sip, and before we start, we like to open our class and we like to dedicate our yoga to something. So today we're going to dedicate our yoga practice to the juniper berries, who are the creators of gin, which we love so much. So just take a moment, close your eyes, and have a moment of gratitude for juniper berries, for gin. So close your eyes, hold on to your gin and tonic, whatever gin mixture you've got today. Have a couple of deep breaths in and out. Think of how wonderful that gin's going to taste in just a few moments. Another breath in and out. One more. And out. Started. I want you to come onto all fours, and we're going to incorporate our gin into our yoga practice today. So we're going to pop him down on the mat in the middle. So we're going to come into a cat-cow position. So coming onto hands and knees, we're going to be kneeling here, and I want you just to go up and down with the spine. So inhale, come up with the head, drop the belly, stick the bum out, and then exhale, reverse, curve the spine like a cat. Let the head drop. Hopefully your hair's not falling into your gin. Inhale up. Exhale back. No sneaky sips yet. We're going to walk out the dog. So lifting one heel and the other heel. Do it fast or slow. Do some big deep bends in the knees if that feels good. That's it. So my straw stick up. We're going to bend the elbows. Come down. Ooh. Have a sip. Don't fall over. Do it again. Inhale, come down. Sip. Exhale, back up. Try doing it while you're talking. Inhale, come down. Exhale, come back. Push your hips back into a downward facing dog. Again, we're going to walk out those feet. Good. Now we're going to create a bit of heat in our body just to warm us up. Inhale, roll forward into your plank. Exhale, push back into downward facing dog. We're going to move with the breath. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And again, just make sure your hair is not going into that gin. You got a bit of a funky taste. Depending if you've been washing your hair in isolation or not. Could be interesting. That's it. 2 more. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. You're probably feeling this by now. We're going to drop down onto the knees. Come into a child's pose. Extend the arms. Let the head drop. Just have a little rest. Think about how good that gin's going to taste. That was hard, you guys. Especially if you've not been doing any of those home workouts. I mean, I certainly haven't. I'm doing a lot of working out, lifting my gin to my lips and drinking that. Does that count? Inhale, come forward and up. And we're going to bend the elbows, stay on the knees, have a sip. Exhale, push back into your child's pose. Stay in your child's pose. Good. We're going to gently walk our hands, stretching through the side ribs. And then on your inhale, we're going to walk them over to the other side, stretching through the other side of the body. Like I said, we've got to warm up a little bit. Hopefully you're a bit warm. I'm already warm. Inhale, back to the center. It's hard work. All this gin sipping really takes it out of you sometimes. And then on your inhale, we're going to tuck the toes, lift the hands, lift the hips high, come back into your downward facing dog. Good, and then very slowly we're going to look at our gin, look at it nice and lovingly. We're going to walk our feet to the top of the mat. You can bend the knees as much as you need to. We're going to stay in this forward fold. We're going to pick up our gin, have a little sip, popping back down, let the head be heavy, let your arms be heavy. Again, don't let your head fall into your gin. And we're going to take a hold of our elbows. We're gently going to sway our body from left to right. This is called a ragdoll. Just notice how your body feels. And let your arms hang. We're going to bring the feet together. Big toes touching, knees are touching. I want you to imagine you've got a piece of paper in between your knees. We're going to bend the knees like we're going to sit in the chair. We're going to take a hold of our gin. We're going to lift it up in front of us. More fun with the gin. We're going to bring it in, have a sip, bring it out, stay in the chair. Bring it in, have a sip, bring it out. Good, we're going to do it again. One more, hold it, big sip. Don't sip too much, we need the rest of the drink for the rest of the class. Extend the arms, keep in that seat. Sit a little bit lower, little bit lower, little bit lower. And then we're going to fold forward, pop your gin back on the floor, let your head be heavy. And just notice how the body feels, how fun a chair is. So much more fun with the gin in our hands. We're going to do that again. We're going to inhale, bend the knees, pick up the gin. Lift it up to the gin gods. Bring it in. Have a sip. This is so good. Extend the arms. Sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, bring it in. Have a sip. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bring it in. You still with me at home or have you given up? Keep going. Stay with me. One more big sip this time because you deserve it. And then extend. Come all the way up to standing. Hallelujah, we're standing. Arms to the sky, bring it back in. Good, we're going to hold it here in front of our body. And what I want you to do is we're going to come into some fun little balancing poses. So if you're here, I want you to have your big toes touching and your heels slightly apart. We're going to ground down through the feet so we've got some nice steady legs to balance on. And what I want you to do, we're going to lift up our right foot. So we're going to come into a tree pose and your foot on your ankle might be enough in this pose. So depending on your balance, you don't want to go too crazy. It is the middle of the day. We can either keep it on the ankle, maybe we put it on the shin, we never go on the knee, maybe we put it up into the inner thigh. Go to wherever feels the most comfortable for you. And I want you to gently press against, with your standing leg, we're going to press against that foot, pressing onto wherever it is on your body. Lengthen through your spine, holding onto your gin, have a sip. We're going to extend the arms up to the sky, hold it in your tree pose. Everyone smile, it's just a tree. You can sway in the wind, trees aren't still, it's alright if you fall over, just get back up. Try not to spill the drink, it's most important. And then bring it back in, have another sip, and then we're going to gently bring the knee in front, and we're going to keep it up in the air. So we've got our front, the same knee in front. Had too much gin clearly. We're going to keep that there. We're going to turn and we're going to come into a dancer's pose. So if you need to put your foot down, you can. Otherwise, keep it up, and we're going to send that right foot back. We're going to hold onto it with our right hand. Hold your gin in your left hand, and we're going to come into a dancer's pose. Keep that right foot lifted, if you can. Woo! We're going to stay there as long as we can, holding onto it, and if you're feeling pretty stable, bring it in, have a sip. So good, you guys. Good, we're gonna come out of it the same way we came in. We're gonna bring that right foot forward, bend the knee, put it down, give your legs a little shake out. Good, we're gonna come into the other side, so straight into the other side. So grounding down through the right foot. We're gonna bring that left foot onto the ankle. And again, you can go to whichever height is best for you. If you went to the top on one side, it doesn't mean you have to go there on the second side. So foot at the ankle, foot on the shin, remember never on the knee, and then foot up into the inner thigh if that's where you want to go with it. So we're going to stay in this position. We're going to gently push our thigh into our foot to keep the balance. We're going to hold the chin. Same thing. So this time, instead of going arms apart, we're going to keep the hands together, have a sip. And we're going to lift it up, keep it together, like we're offering thanks, gratitude, back to the gin gods, the gin berry. Hold him up. Good. See if you can hold that pose. Woo. For one, bring it back down. Have another sip. Hopefully you've got some left. Good. And then we're going to come out of it the same way. I'm going to drop that foot down, lifting up the right knee. So I'm turning sideways so that you can see me. But what we're going to do is keep that left knee lifted. We're going to extend it back, take a hold of it with your left hand. I'm going to lift up the right hand with the gin in front, and we're going to kick back up with the left foot for dancer's pose. You've got it, I see you, you're doing it. Hold it. We're going to have a sip if you can. And then extend it back up. Woo! Try not to fall over. If you do, it's totally fine. Maybe you're falling onto your bed. It's all good. Hold it. We're going to hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1. Good. We're going to gently come back out of it. Lower the hand, lower the foot, bring it back up in front. I'm going to drop it back down. Give your legs, give your arms a little shake out. Woo! I think you're working as hard as me. I'm working up a sweat. Just have another sip. Because you deserve it, let's be honest. And we're going to come down into our forward fold again. So we're placing it at the top of the mat. Extending the head, dropping it down, keeping the legs straight, feet can be together or apart. Drop that head. We're going to place our hands down on the mat or on the shin. Inhale into a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat. We're going to step back into a high plank. Good. Extend the body. Imagine you've got a rope coming out of the crown of the head. Good. We're going to hinge forward, bend the elbows, lower down. Depending where your straws are, you can have a sip. Come onto the knees if you need to. Make sure you have a sip. Drop all the way down. You can come into a cobra, or you can come into an upward facing dog. Lift the head. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips nice and high. Good. Now it's going to get a little bit tricky. Are you ready? We're going to lift up the right foot up to sky. We're going to bend that knee, bring it forward, tuck it up near the belly button, and we're going to roll forward with this knee tucked. See if you can bring the knee somewhere on the right hand, come down into a sit. Woo! Back up to sky. Other side. So bring that right foot down, left leg up. Bend the knee, bring it up near the belly button. Keep that tuck. We're going to roll forward, keep it tucked. Bring the left knee somewhere on the left arm, bend. Come down, have a sip. Woo! Back up to sky. Bring it back down. Good. Now we're going to come into a warrior 2 pose. So extending up that left leg. Bend your knee. We're going to step it through, placing it somewhere near that gin at the top of your mat, near your top hand. We'll drop down that back leg. Rotate the arms up, coming into a warrior 2. I forgot my gin. What am I doing? Pick up your gin, it's very important. We're going to extend our arms with our gin. Maybe not too far away, bring it in. Extend the arms. Inhale, bring it in. Have a sip. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bring it in. Keep that bend in the leg, go a little bit deeper. Exhale, extend. One more. Inhale, bring it in. Hold on to your gin. Have a sip. Exhale, extend. It's really hard to sip and talk and do the yoga. Extend. Now we're going to come into a half moon pose. So, because this is Jin yoga, we're not taking you too seriously, you guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate our body, come up onto your back foot. So my back foot is lifted. Now I'm a little bit too close to the wall, so I'm going to come back a little bit. You can bring your stance a little bit narrower. Hold on to your Jin. Arms out to the side. We're going to come up, we're going to lift up that back foot. And if you've got your Jin, have a sip. We can put it down onto the floor, depending on what cup you're using. Maybe you want to balance on the mug. If you're using a glass, do not balance on the glass. Put your hand on the floor. And we're going to extend that top arm all the way up, flexing your back foot, killing it. You can take your gaze either down to the Jin or up to the sky, whatever works best for you. Good, and we're going to bring that top hand down to the floor, extend that top leg up, standing splits. Have a little sip if you're close. Bend the knee as much as you need to. Good, and then we're going to come out the same way. We're going to come back up, lift your arm up. We're going to lift up the other hand off the floor. We're going to come into a warrior three, which is kind of like an airplane. So feel free to make an airplane noise, like a I don't know actually what airplanes sound like. But come into that, and we're going to come back up into a warrior two. Extend your arms. Yes, good job. And then we're going to come straight into the other side. So no fancy footwork here, but what I want you to do is I want you to grab your Jin, pick him up, come into the other side. So warrior two on the other side. So bending into this front knee, extending the back leg back, we're going to take it out to the side. Inhale to come out. Come on in on your inhale. Exhale to extend. Inhale, come in, have a sip. Exhale, extend. Good, do two more of those. And out. Last one. Big sip because you deserve it. Exhale back out. Good. We're going to do the same thing that we did on the other side. So, we're going to rotate the upper body. We're going to come up onto that back foot. We're going to close the stance a little bit. It's a bit awkward, but don't worry. We got you. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our mug, or our Jin, whatever vessel you've got it in. We're going to place it onto the floor. Take your back leg up. Place your hand on the mat. Extending that back leg, extending your top arm. And then you can either look lovingly down at your Jin or look up to the ceiling if you're feeling it. Good, we're going to hold it here. Nailed it, you guys. Good, then we're going to bring that top arm down. Keep that left leg in the sky, standing splits. And then same on the other side. If you've got a bit more of a range of motion, you can come down and have a sip. Oh, I can't do it on this side. Keep that leg up. And then we're going to come back out of it the same way. So bring that leg back down to hip height. Extend your arm back up. And then we're going to come back up into that airplane pose. You ready? We're going to let go of the floor. Try not to fall over. Extend the arms. Make that little airplane sound. Drop your back foot down. Come back into your warrior two. Pick up the all-important Jin. Have a little sip. Extend it back out. Think of how strong you are now. You're a proper yogi, killing it, guys. Good, we're going to bring him back in. We're going to close our feet, make them parallel. We're going to put our hand, one hand, so we've got the Jin on the other, on our hip. We're going to lower down to the ground, put the Jin on the floor, and I want you just to drop the head, let it be heavy, come down, let both arms relax. You can have a little wiggle through the hips on either side if that feels good. That's it. Maybe take the gaze out to the side. Stretching out through the backs of the legs. That's it. Have a little bend in the elbows, maybe bend in the knee to have a sip. Good. We're going to heel toe our feet in a little bit closer. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come down into a malasana squat. So a yogic squat. So our feet are coming out to 45-degree angle. And our hips are going to lower down. coming into our squat. Here we're going to take a hold of our gin, have a little sip. Think how good it tastes. Still tastes good. Ice is always a good idea, you guys. Keeps it nice and refreshed, especially as you're working up the sweat. I certainly am. Having a little sip. Now, if this pose is particularly torturous for you, probably means you're sitting down a little bit too much at home. I mean, aren't we all, let's be honest. So this is a nice one just to create a bit more space, helps with the hip flexors, helps make the body a little bit less tight. So you can have a little shift from left to right. Stay with me. If this is too much, you can sit on a cushion or something at home just to give you a bit more stability. Otherwise, if you've got the depth, you can bring your hands together, gently pressing to the insides of the knees. To open up the body, we'll take our right hand to the floor. We're going to press into the right inner thigh, take the left arm to sky, reach. Good, bring it back down. We're going to swap over to the other side. So left hand comes to the floor, left elbow into the inner thigh, right arm comes up. Good, bring it back down. Hands back together. We're going to stay here a little bit longer. Good, you guys. Now to come out of this pose, we're going to take one hand behind, one hand in front, come and sit on your bum, bring your feet back together, have a little moment just to realize how amazing you are and that you're killing it today at yoga, Jin yoga. Have a little sip. I'm almost empty, I don't know about you guys. Just take the moment here, have a little top up if you need to. We'll just sit and breathe, just have a relax. Good, we're going to pop that drink down. If you ducked up to get another one, good on you. Come and we're going to sit sideways on the mat. We're going to take the legs out in front. We're going to pick up our right knee. We're going to place the right foot over the left knee. We're going to bring the left foot back towards our bum. If that doesn't feel okay, you can keep that left foot extended. So it's either back towards the bum or left foot extended. We're going to lift up our left arm, put the right hand behind you. We're going to hook the left elbow over the right knee. We're going to lengthen through the spine. We're gently going to rotate around, taking the gaze over the right shoulder. Don't twist too deep. We are drinking gin after all. Just go a nice gentle twist. Good, and then gently come back around. We're going to do a counter twist just to counterbalance the twist. Both hands onto the left side, have a little bend like you're bowing down to the gin gods, of course. Coming back up, we're going to do the other side. So extend that left foot back out if it's not already extended. Take your right foot, extend it back out. We're going to come into the other side, so leaving the right leg extended. Bend the left knee, place the left foot over the right knee. And you're either going to keep that right foot extended or you're going to bring it back towards your bum. Whichever feels better for you. I'm going to shimmy around so that you can see me from the front. And then we're going to take the left hand behind us, extend the right arm up, hook it over that left knee, lengthen through the spine, and gently rotate around so that you're taking your gaze over the left shoulder. And remember, we're not twisting too deep. We are drinking gin after all. Not too deep. Good, we're going to hold it there, lengthen through the spine. Good, and we're gently going to counter twist that. So taking the hands back around over to the other side, gently bowing down, those gin gods again. Wonderful, coming back up. And we're going to extend that leg. So if you had your right leg extended, leave it out there. Otherwise, extend that right leg back out. Take your left leg back out. We're going to come with both legs extended now. I want you to flex your feet as though you're standing on the floor. So flex them up nice and good. Nice and strong, rather. If you've got your gin, have a little sip. Pop him to the side, or if you've got quite a range of motion through your hamstrings, you can pop him at the end. Now, I've been doing far too much sitting. My range of motion through my hamstrings is not ideal at the moment, but that's okay. Still human. You're going to lengthen through your legs, extend them out. Lengthen through your spine, sit up nice and tall. I like to call this pose Barbie doll or Lego man. So if you think of those toys, they don't really move, right? So strong through the legs, strong through the upper body. And I want you to extend the arms. So lengthen through the arms, spread the fingers nice and wide. So imagine you're giving someone a high five. Or a slap, maybe, I don't know. Maybe your isolation, you might want to slap someone. That's okay. Extend the arms, extend the spine. Lengthen through the neck. And I want you to imagine you're sitting against a wall. So we've got this nice straight spine. Inhale, lengthen the arms all the way. Doesn't matter how high they go. And then exhale, we're going to hinge forward and we're going to come forward with the arms. You can curve the spine here and your hands, they might only come onto your shins, and that's okay. Or maybe they go all the way and maybe you hold onto the feet. Maybe you go even further and maybe you can sip the gin. Maybe you bring the gin to you. Extend the spine, extend the arms, let the head drop. We're going to feel this through the backs of the legs. You're going to feel it through the lower back as well because we're stretching out through the hamstrings. So have a little stretch here, let the head drop, holding onto the feet or the shins, whatever feels better. That's it. Good. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Good, and then slowly come back up to a seated position. We're going to bring our left foot, we're going to bend the knee out to the side. We're going to place our left foot to the inside thigh of our right leg. We're going to extend the arms. So we're on a diagonal here. Our torso is facing the middle. We're going to inhale, lengthen the arms. Good, we're going to rotate to that extended leg. Exhale, we're going to hinge forward, coming down, taking a hold of the foot or the shin, wherever the body goes. Taking a hold of the shin if that's okay. Letting the head drop. And again, bringing the gin to you. So good. Let the head be heavy. This is a variation on the one that we just did. So we're lengthening out through the backs of the legs. No more hard stuff, you guys. We're all on the down now. All nice cool down. Keep that leg extended. Good. Let the head be heavy. You can take a hold of the foot if that feels okay, or the shin. And then very slowly make your way back up to the seated position. We're going to come straight into the other side. So we'll extend the left leg back out. Bring that right foot back into that inner thigh. Right knee comes out to the side. We're on this diagonal. Just flip around. We're on this diagonal here, our upper body's facing this way. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine. Keep that length. Don't forget your chin. Pop it here near your foot. Lengthen through the spine, rotating towards that extended leg. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to come forward, dropping down, curving the spine. Let the head be heavy. Having a drink. Extending through the upper body, feeling that stretch. Good, let the body be heavy. 2 more breaths. Good, and then gently coming back up to your seated position. Now we're going to take both legs wide. So we want to place the gin if you're still ginning along at home, which hopefully you are. And we're going to take our legs out to the side, so you can take them as wide as the mat. Good, we're going to place hands on the mat in front of us. And we're gently going to lengthen through the spine, and then inhale, we're going to walk forwards. Maybe you can reach, maybe you can't. Either way, bring it to you. Don't work too hard. We're going to drop the head, let the upper body be heavy. And we're going to feel this in the inner groin, inner thighs, maybe in the hamstrings as well. So it's nice opening of the hips. We're going to come down, drop the head, bowing to those gin gods once more. Stay here for a little bit longer than what we would normally stay in a pose. Feel the need to have another sip. Please do. I certainly am. That's it. let the hips go. You'll notice that if you're holding onto anything in the hips, if they're a little bit tight, you'll feel it straight away. Deep breaths if it's feeling a little bit uncomfortable. We're not here for much longer. But 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, close the eyes, 2, 1, good, have a little sip again. Before you come back up, gently walk the hands back up and back up into this seated position. We're going to place our hands under our knees. We're going to bend the knees, rock back, bring the legs back together. We're going to extend them out in front and just give them a little shake. Just get the blood flowing back in them. That's it. Good. We're going to come onto the back now. So have a nice big old sip, because we won't be having a sip just for a few moments. Make sure that you're well hydrated, folks. Coming down onto the back. And we're going to take our legs. This is one of my favorite things to do. We're going to take the legs up to the sky. Take your arms up to the sky. They don't have to be straight, you can have them bent. You're going to close your eyes and we're going to shake them like a bug. That's it. Give it a shake. Good old shake. Have a look at your ceiling if your eyes are open. That's it. Shake, shake, shake. Keep shaking. We're just shifting all the blood in the body. Making it work a little bit harder. Keep shaking. Close your eyes now and then stop shaking. Keep your arms and legs extended. Notice how the body feels. There's a bit of a tingle. It's kind of nice. Admit it, it's good. Good, and then we're going to gently bring the knees down. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze, 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 squeeze. A little roll from side to side. Little rock from side to side if you want to. Good. And we're going to bring the knees back up, and what we're going to do is we're going to rock and roll up to a seated position. What does that mean? So, we're going to bring the knees, we're going to rock up. That's it. You can do it a couple of times. Feels pretty good. We're going to come into a boat pose. So if you've done yoga before, boat is basically core work. So have a sip again. You deserve it. We're going to bring the feet up off the mat. We're going to bring the knees so that we're making a V shape with the body. Feet are parallel to the knees, same height. You can extend them if you want to. If you want to work that hard, please feel free to. If you're happy just playing along at home, we're going to either hold onto the backs of the legs or extend the arms out by our side. Now, when we do this, I want you to have a nice straight spine. Lengthening through the spine, keeping the legs engaged. So we're keeping this here, extending the arms. We're going to lower for 3, for 2, for 1. Hold, hold. Good. Back up. Woo! We're going to do that again. Inhale, lower for 3, for 2, for 1. Hold, hold, hold. Back up. Woo! One more. You still with me? Inhale, lower for 3, for 2, for 1. Hold it here. Hold it, hold it, hold it. That's it. That's it. And then back up. Feet to the floor. Have another drink. We're not going to do it again. Don't worry. We're going to come and lie on the back. Feet on the floor. This time we're going to just lift up the hips. I want you to have your feet hip width distance apart. So we've got them underneath the knees, hip width distance apart. We're going to press our hands into the mat. We're going to inhale. We're going to tuck the pelvis up, tilt the pelvis, lift the hips nice and high. Keep the shoulders on the mat and the hands on the mat. We're lifting the hips high. This is called bridge pose. Holding it, 2 breaths. Good, and we're lowering back down. We're going to tuck that pelvis again. We're going to lower vertebrae by vertebrae. So we're coming down from the top of the spine, lowering down so the tailbone comes back to the mat. We're going to do that again. Inhale, tilt the pelvis up, lifting up through the hips. Hands and shoulders stay on the mat. Lift the hips high. Good. And then we're going to lower back down. So we're starting at the top of the spine. We're lowering it down, vertebrae by vertebrae. All the way down. Tailbone comes back down. Last one. Inhale. Tilt the pelvis. Lifting all the way up. This time, if you want to, you can place your hands just under your hips at the back, just to give you a bit of a lift, if that feels okay. If not, you can just keep your arms extended. And then we're going to lower all the way down through vertebrae by vertebrae, back down to the mat. Good. Hug the knees into the chest. Again, give yourself a nice little squeeze, hug. Have a little rock from side to side. And have a little roll back and forwards. Maybe circles. Whatever feels the best. That's it. I'm going to bring the knees over the hips. And our shins parallel to the ceiling. We're going to take our arms out to the side, palms facing up. We're going to drop our knees over to one side. So it doesn't matter which side you start with. Drop them over to the side. Be careful of your chin. We want to keep our shoulders on the floor though. So keep them on the floor, and we're going to take our head over the opposite arm. So if you have your right knees on the floor, take your head over the left shoulder. If you want to go a little bit deeper with this one, you can take your top hand and we're going to gently press it onto our left knee to draw it down. If you want to go a little bit deeper again, you can take that bottom leg and wrap it around the top leg. It's going to go deeper through the hips and the lower back. Otherwise, you can just stay where you are. Gaze over that opposite shoulder. Close down your eyes. Just letting the body release. Let it relax. Notice how the body feels. It's all about feeling good, you guys. Good, and then slowly on your inhale, take your gaze back to the center. Lift the knees back to the center, hold them there just for a moment. And then when you're ready, we're going to come onto the other side. So dropping them over to the opposite side. Taking keep both shoulders on the mat. And take your gaze over that opposite shoulder. So if your knees are on the left side, your gaze is over the right shoulder. Or vice versa. And again, if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can take a hold of that top knee, draw it down. Or deeper again is that bottom knee wraps over the top knee, drawing it down. Good, we're staying in this position, gazing over that opposite shoulder. Close your eyes. Notice how the body feels. Stay with it. Good, and then very slowly on your inhale, you bring the knees back to the center, gaze to the center. Good, you can hug the knees into the chest again one more time. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Good, we're going to bring our hands to the inside of our legs. We're going to take a hold of our feet. We're going to come into a happy baby. So basically you can hold onto the inside of the feet or the outside of the feet. The knees are drawing down towards the armpits. So if you've ever seen little babies, this is how they like to hang out. It's quite a nice one for opening up through the hip flexors, through the pelvis. You can either stay like this, or maybe you extend one leg out, maybe you extend the other, maybe you extend both. They don't have to go straight. Maybe you have a little roll from side to side on your lower back. Whatever feels good. Or if this doesn't feel good at all, you can bring your feet in so that they're not extended. Otherwise, close your eyes. Stay with it. Good, then gently bring the feet down and in, feet together, knees together, hug the knees just for a second. And then we're going to come into our final pose, which is Shavasana. Now, before you do that, if you're still on your first drink, you can have a little cheeky roll to the side. Have a little sip. Finish off that last bit that's in there. We're going to come into our final pose, Shavasana. So, coming to lie on the back, extend the arms and legs. Think of this like a little mini micro sleep-ish, just so that the body can integrate everything that we've done. So this is one of the best parts about yoga, is that we do this at the end of every single class, and it's so good because it just lets your body just recalibrate and reconnect with itself and absorb all the stuff that we've just done. So close your eyes. Give your toes a final wiggle. Give your ankles a final wiggle. Give them a little shake. Release through your knees. Close your eyes if they're not already. Release through your knees. Release through the thighs. Release the bum. Release the pelvis. Release the lower back. Mid back. Upper back. Release the belly. Take a big deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Let your throat relax. Let the jaw relax. And let your lips part, or keep them closed, whichever feels better. Let your eyelids be heavy. And let your head be heavy. And just let your body release and let go. We're just going to be here just for a couple of minutes. Nothing crazy. Stay with us. Just a couple of nice, slow, long, deep breaths. And then very slowly we're going to bring awareness back into your body. Give your toes a wiggle. Give your fingers a wiggle. Take a big inhale. Take your arms up over behind your back. A full body stretch. That's it. Stretch it out all the way down to your toes. And then exhale. Bring your hands back around. When you're ready, we're going to gently roll onto your favorite side. Doesn't matter which one that is. Just stay here just for a moment. So that the body recalibrate. And then when you're ready, we're going to come up into our seated position. If you can do this with your eyes closed, please do. If not, it's all good. I just realized my gin was empty. It was a very sad moment for me. We're going to pop that back down. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Just have a moment of gratitude for yourself, for your body, for Gin Yoga. Thanks, you guys. My name is Casey. Thanks so much for joining us today at Gin Yoga here at Manly Distillery. We hope you've had an amazing time. Hope you benefit a lot from watching Tom make our fantastic gin and tonic, best gin and tonic ever. I can absolutely attest to that. Join us next week at 12 o'clock, same time. We'll be a bit more organized next week. We'll have a Spotify playlist for you to play along at home while you do the yoga. So thank you guys for watching and have a wonderful afternoon. We'll see you again next week. Cheers for now.